So, welcome back. Here we are again.
Gossy Daddy.
Quick introduction. Starting from the top, we have the cat lady. Has been in the news quite a bit recently, apparently. And that's Christine, who is playing Megan.
Yeah.
Below that, we have Gollum. For some reason, he was just pulling a face. Below that, we have Rob, who is playing Shagruris. And then we have Pete, who is playing Varro. Varro Dawnkind, I should probably say. And then we've got Anthony, who is playing Lovelaw. And then me. Hello. And then last but definitely not least, we have Martin, who is playing JL.
All right. I've not got the squeaky box
We're
back
all
yet.
back together. It's been a while, but there's been good reason for that. It's been our summer hollybobs, and lots of people have been in different places. All over the world, in fact, and moving house. So your new location is looking swish there, and lovely sort of blue carvings you have in the background. They look fantastic, mate.
Yes. bit chilly in here.
Blue Teletubbies.
Hang on, careful. Don't get sued by the BBC. And so, after the end of the last session, you were able to escape from the Crystal Fortress, and you found this rather interesting looking orb, which you carried back to the ship and have been puzzling over. And over the last couple of days, you've just been hovering, hanging in Wildspace.
I've been working in the alchemy potions.
In an empty spot in the Scortha Reaches, you have just been sort of hanging in space. There's always been someone on watch, but you haven't been flying anywhere, and you've just been trying to have a rest, get your gear sorted out, do a little alchemy, it seems, do a little engineering, and just make sure everything is tidied up, and you are ready for your next adventure.
I'm making healing potions, one a day.
Okay, you've had 1 day to do that then, so far.
Heck, we have
You
one.
have all of the ingredients, yeah?
Uh-huh.
You have all of the ingredients, yeah?
Yep.
Where do you get them from? Just as a matter of interest.
From the market, when we went round and bought the hat and all the rest of it, I also bought lots of ingredients.
Did you?
Yeah. My alchemy
Did you though?
Yeah, I remember making this stop. It was on the Spelljammer
but did you
7-Eleven.
She honestly did say,
This
she's
game does not have flashbacks.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
that's fine. But how much did those components cost?
I think it was, how much was it? 24 gold or something like that. Can't remember exactly.
For each one?
Yep.
Okay. Just need to keep track of that and knock it off your list. Okay. Right. Very good. So you've been talking, puzzling over your notes, and thinking about the experience that you've just had. You have this orb. It seems to be for maintaining things, and you wondered what it could do for you. You've puzzled over it for a while, and you seem to understand a little bit more about its functions. But beyond what you can pick out, it's still quite a mysterious object to you. But it's not the only mystery that you're facing. You've run across strange steam-powered ships. You've taken on passengers who then turned hostile and had very strange responses to you when you asked them questions, both about the steam-powered ship but also about where they had been and what they'd been doing. Really just gentle conversation. The planet you took them to, you encountered other types of strange hostility. Then back to Craxis, where you delivered a box which was not what it seemed, and when you took it somewhere, the folks you took it to tried to bump you off so that the record of you carrying it was lost, and so you made good your escape from there. But what were they up to, and what was in that box? Craxis itself, it's become a little bit of a home port for you. It's become a safe place, and you've grown quite a positive relationship with the mayor there, Salnam. But there's something strange about her. I mean, she's both very young, as far as you can tell. She looks about 16 years old, which is just crazy. Human, but strangely young, and she seems to run the place almost on her own. And there's only a few other people, with the exception of the port, which is has a big team. There seems to be a few guards and a few people in administration, but for a place of that size, you would expect a lot more people involved. They just don't seem to be there. There's plenty of people who live on Craxis, and there does seem to be a pretty strong community spirit, but something odd is there.
I was wondering about that with the
that you dropped off on Zatkatar, who you are sure wiped your memory. What were they doing? What were they up to? All of these things add up to a bundle of mysteries that you've experienced. But maybe you don't care. Maybe all you want now is another big pile of gold. And perhaps something to spend it on. So, thoughts?
I was wondering about the because we haven't been to Craxis since the perception and investigation passive bump. That could be interesting to see if she spots something different.
You can
Around
head
the
back to Craxis. That's your first option.
No, but not the option. But it's definitely interesting to see what, if anything different comes up, is spotted next time we're there.
I would say we.
Sorry, Pete.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say if we head back to Craxis, obviously we've got loot that we need to divvy up, and then we can spend it in prepare for what else we're going to do.
I'm going to ask what I hope is not a controversial question, but I just want to check it. Where you've got magic items that are useful for a member of the team, and divvied those out, I'm going to assume that you're not counting those as loot. As in, you're not going, well, that person's had a thing that's worth 500 gold, so we'll take 500 off their thing. You're going to divvy out the cash. Generally, if you sell something, that cash comes back to everyone. But if somebody keeps something, it's just a case of, well, we've let that person have that thing because that's a bonus for us as a party. That
was my assumption.
Yeah. I'm just checking.
I don't know about anyone else.
Well, and I didn't.
Yeah. No, my assumption was that's what we would do.
Yeah, that's okay.
On the basis that the loot tends to go to the person who can most use it, and it's it's useful for the party.
If an item is useful, it is useful.
Yeah. Because we got what did we get? We got a magic short sword.
Yeah, it's just a +1 short sword, so that's
+1 short sword.
However, it does need repairing.
Which will need, which I think that Shaggy said that he was going to do.
Shagruris can do that. It will take him a day.
Yeah.
It basically needs the handle stripping and repairing, and it just needs cleaning up because it's old and
there was a
dirty
pendant which JL got.
Yep.
I think that's it. Is that it?
Amulet of Luck, 2 charges.
An amulet of luck. Yes, you know about
that.
that.
That was it. That's all the magic items that we got. So yeah.
Is that gives me a roll on with a roll of 1? I get to re-roll it. Is that essentially what?
That's right. Essentially, if you roll a 1, you can re-roll it. It's just like a halfling's luck.
Yeah. No, I think if we ask them to pay their share of the money, then they wouldn't have. They might even owe us money.
This is the point. This is why I didn't want to get into that. It's like or you sell everything and then you buy others, and it's like it just seems like it's mad. It's more fun picking up odd bits of loot and using them, right?
Yeah.
Because it's quite random. Some of these things. It's like, I can use that,
Okay, so how far away are we from? We haven't decided where we're going. Craxis. How far away are we from Craxus?
I mean, the
How
thing
long
we
will
have
it
to bear
take?
in mind is we're floating in wild space with diminishing air.
Yep.
So
need to
we've got to
somewhere.
get a move on.
Yes,
Yeah.
we do.
It's not as critical as it was because when we got to level 5, I can now cast air bubble, which gives us 24 hours of air for one person.
Okay.
How
That
many times
reduces
do you
a
cast
bit
it
of-
per day?
Dibs.
It's a level 2. Level 2 spell. Two spell slots. Is it concentrate? Is it concentration? Where is it? I've lost it.
May buy us a
No,
short time.
it's not concentration. It's can cast it twice per day.
So okay. Well, that takes that nearly doubles the amount of time
Before we croak.
Okay.
before we
So-
go to death.
So, just a quick question, because if it's going to take us a day or a day and a half to travel from where we are to Craxus,
Oh no! It
Then-
took us several days to get here.
in that case,
Yeah.
15 days.
I'll repair the short sword as we go.
Yeah, it's like it's half a month. It's a fortnight to get
So,
there.
who can use the short sword?
Well, I think
Or
we
are we going to
decided
sell it?
Megan was the best person to have it.
Megan. Right, okay. So, John, my thoughts are not to do it constant, but basically break the day up as we're travelling and have some short sword time, fix it up, pass it over to Megan before we dock.
Yeah. So you're going to head.
Yeah.
You're
Okay.
going to head as fast as you can back to Craxus, which, given where
I
you
think
are
so.
right-
Yeah,
given where you are right now,
yeah.
heading straight back to Craxus at this point, you can go slightly more quickly because you can basically take a more round.
Alright.
It's not quite a direct route, but you can take a route that doesn't rely on you dodging between different locations.
Now that we actually know where
That's right.
the
So now
destination
you
Okay.
can
we
use
use.
your own navigation.
Yeah.
And you can navigate through the. You're basically kind of at one end of the Scortha Reaches. You're if you like at the kind of southern end of the Scortha Reaches, and you've already got a reasonable understanding of where various things are. But you now know that you can kind of, the thing about 3D space, right, is you're not having to travel in straight lines. You don't have to go you can basically go down and round, and you think you can map a way which will skim the edge of the Fuzzies Nebula, but you think that'll be fine. You think that's probably okay.
I'm gonna try double checking our route. I'm gonna see about some of the star maps that are stored in this orb. See if we can correlate them to.
Because we had a map we were given, didn't we, by the Tabaxi, which had some stuff on it. But
Yeah. So, but that was really just mostly the route that we had to follow.
they were the edge of some kind of nebula
Yeah.
or some kind of
But yeah, try and basically correlate that map with our existing star maps and anything we can get out of the orb as well.
And speaking of said orb,
Ooh.
Sorry,
I would
that's not
like to
actually what
see-
I was looking for. I was looking for the map. That's actually the page in the notebook, but.
so what I would like to do with the orb, if possible, whilst we're travelling, is try and find a way of, with the orb's help, to connect up to the jammer.
Oh, to the jamming helm itself.
Yeah, because I did ask the question of it, and I'm pretty certain that the last time we played, it was potentially yes, I could fly your vessel.
Because we asked it, didn't we, if there could be
Yeah.
if it could interface with the ship, and it said it would give us some schematics.
Yeah.
Giving an unknown alien orb control over flying our one means of transport. That makes total
Right.
sense.
It cannot.
Well-
it cannot interface with a spelljamming helm. It does not have the ability to do that. It is not a
I'm-
spellcaster.
I'm okay with that.
Remember that spelljamming helms require attunement, and they require something that is something, someone.
Okay.
An intelligence that is a spellcaster, and the orb is not a spellcaster.
And what's the
orb
Right,
has
interface
a
so-
couple
for
of abilities that are spell-like but are not actually spellcasting.
Right. So, I need a quick ruling on Monty. Monty can mend.
Monty is not a spellcaster. Monty cannot fly the spelljammer. He cannot fly the ship.
No. Right. So, okay. Yeah. No, that's absolutely fine. I'll get my head around that.
Was the interface for the orb then just more of like a conduit just to keep it on the vessels so that we could kind of extract information from it? Was that what it was more?
So remember, it has told you that it is it communicates mentally, right?
Yeah.
And it has told you that if you touch it, then it is able to communicate to you when it can't see you. But you have to physically touch the surface of it first. So you are imprinted on it. It is imprinted on you. None of you have yet touched it because you're all like, okay. So no one's done that yet.
Oh hell no!
That's what
My
it's told you.
my
It's told you-
oozy fingers are all over that thing.
And it's told you that if
Nice.
you do touch it, then it will allow. Then it can do that, and it can effectively act as a relay over a limited distance. Which basically means
I'm not sure I want to touch it because
Sorry, Krista.
it's got ooze all over it. I don't know that I want to touch it. It's got ooze all over it from Shaggy. He's slobbered all over the thing.
I've been caressing that orb.
He's not sticky like a.
Oh no,
He's not
no.
really sticky like a.
It just keeps taking it
it's
off
almost-
into a room quietly by himself. I don't know what he's doing in there
No,
with it.
no, it's
No,
literally
no.
like JL has cast create water all over me, and and the orb. I've just gushed all over it.
It could be
So
worse.
create mayonnaise.
Oh no!
I produce
You walk into my you walk into the workshop and it's just whitewash.
I've not had any time with this for a while. I think it's not.
Oh.
I'm glad we're back on the ship because I can have a shower. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I have touched it, and I have communicated. I mean, why not? I mean, this is the perfect pirate's tool, isn't it? Being able to talk to someone mentally, it means that I can just like whistle in my workshop and have a deep, meaningful conversation with some alien AI.
I mean, I'm just wondering whether or not you're going to get reported for inappropriate workplace contact when if this thing ever gets in contact with its own civilization, you get arrested.
Fondling the ball.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dear. Oh yes, it's that map. And then we actually counted the number of things around the sides.
Yeah, and we realized we were going to die if we didn't go really fast. But instead, we've been sitting around for days, dorking around.
So you
good map, that, isn't it?
figure that this cloud, which you drew close to at one point, and you thought, that doesn't look too good. You figure you can kind of skim around, basically kind of to the south of that, if you like, go underneath it, and you will skim the edge of the Farsees Nebula, but only kind of the very edge of the nebula.
We're going to scare the crap out of those pillars of Zarn.
The
cultists.
Limited Empire, you don't think come that close to the edge. They tend to be deeper within the Farsees.
Oh, yeah, nothing's going to go wrong.
Absolutely nothing. Or you could take the longer route, which would be to go home the way that you came.
Mm.
Yeah.
We're
That means
low
you would
on
have
oxygen.
to stop at the Idol of Tethys because of air.
Yeah.
I love Tetleys.
Oh, baby, in. No, let's take the other way. Let's take the quick way.
Okay.
What could go wrong?
I love Titlis
What
as a
could
silly
go
person.
wrong? What?
Well, I've got a new terrifying drawing. I've got a new terrifying sketch to show people.
And then this giant thing came out of. Yes, you've captured it beautifully. All 17 of its pan-dimensional testicles. Pan-dimensional tentacles. Yeah.
Either works.
So all 17 of its pan-dimensional testicles would also be a bit worrying, but there we are.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Terrifying.
Oh, man.
No, I just wanted to remind you of this. So, just took me a moment. I realised I had not actually had it in the thing. There we are.
Very good.
Okay, so
So just for my
fly.
own RP, I'm mending my clothes, polishing armor, sharpening weapons, sitting on the upper deck, waiting for these guys to say what the heck we're doing next.
Okay.
Because Lovelore really doesn't care.
Okay, so no question that Shaggy has touched the orb. Is anybody
I have
else
not.
doing so?
Yep.
Well, I've been trying to, as I said, I was checking our route against the star maps.
We'll come back to that in a second.
Yeah.
Just give us a moment and we'll come back to that. So
Actually, there's that time that Shaggy said, "Hey, catch," and I wound up touching it.
you did one.
Yeah, he nearly dropped
I
it.
did not want to, but yeah. Thanks, Shaggy.
You can't play catch with it. It weighs a bloody ton. It is heavy.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Right?
Never mind.
But yeah, you managed to not drop it on your own foot, so that's okay. So
Fragment of the
so
flat
far-
star.
So far we have JL, Lovelore, and Shiguris who have touched the orb. What's really interesting, you've seen Shiguris touch this thing a number of times, JL, and you go over and you have what the big deal is, and you sort of touch it, and it's just like smooth, kind of crystalline rock, very smooth. I mean, it's been beautifully finished, and you feel around a little bit, and you feel like it's almost like perfect surface-wise. Well, certainly feels like to your touch it does anyway. But what happens immediately after that is you realise that you can communicate with Shaggy. You think about him and you think, I want to say something to him, and literally it's like this instant communication, and suddenly the two of you are talking telepathically.
Hmm.
And it's a bit strange, and you've actually kind of left the room, and I must, and then you just telepathic communication sort of springs up between the two of you. And initially, for the pair of you, it's slightly confusing. It's almost like she's talking in my ear, but she's not there.
Yeah.
And then you kind of understand, you get that mental map, Shaggy, and so do you, and the two of you, and you find it's really, really useful. You're literally kind of walking around, going opposite ends of the ship, and you realise that you can just communicate over that distance. You're not quite sure what the maximum distance would be, but it seems fine, certainly within the confines of the ship. And it's incredibly useful because it basically means you can just have a conversation whenever you need to.
Yeah.
Can we also communicate with the orb telepathically now that we've actually touched it?
Yes, in effect, but it really is hard work talking to it.
Okay, so
thing's
the one
pretty
question
annoying.
that I would, the one question that I would work over the course of the period before we dock, as well as the short sword, would be if it can give us a rough range for, especially when JL comes into my mind and I go, oh shit, before it was just me and the orb really doesn't say much, but never mind. But now, hey, JL, it actually sounds like you as well. Oh my God, this is amazing. What are you doing? Oh, if I think about you when you're on the toilet, does that mean that I can come into your brain?
We're back to the mayonnaise again, aren't we? Coming into people's brains.
How cool is this?
You hear
You
that
know,
Mongolian throat music? That's Lovelore's addition to the entire thing. Is he just sitting there looking at the stars?
I think Lovelore needs mayonnaise. So whilst doing everything else before we dock, I'm going to see if I can ascertain a range or an area of effect
Right.
for the communication
Let's pipe that.
via the orb.
The problem is that when you ask the orb, it gives you answers that don't. It's using some kind of measurement system that doesn't accord with your own.
Yeah.
And you get the impression that that's probably going to be. You think it's sort of. It could be anywhere between about 80 feet and 150 feet, but you're not exactly sure. It's not unlimited, right? It's not like
Okay.
miles. Yeah.
No.
Or
I thought
anything
it
like
might
that.
have been a bit shorter, but
So it's
okay.
very close, and
Yeah.
and it says that it needs to be. It's about the distance from it, not the distance from you two.
So I think of Lovelore, and I go, "Oh, cold beard down here, boss."
Has Lovelore? That's brilliant. Actually, that's really good. Has Lovelore touched it yet? Has he touched it now?
Yeah, I've touched it.
Same experience, and then you realise that the three of you can basically have a conversation like you're sitting next to one another.
Okay. So, okay, I got a cunning plan. I think I might be able to do something.
I'll be with you in a minute.
We'll sit down at some point, and I'll chat to Megan and Varro with reference to what the orb can do, and then we can all sit down round meal table or something at some point, and I could put a suggestion that's floating around in my skull. Okay, which is to try and modify Monty to try and hold the orb, but not knowing the exact weights and things like that. If I could find something that we can detach so that we can take the orb off the ship using Monty and then put the orb on a pedestal when he's in the ship, then we might have decent communication for all the way around. So basically, that's what I want to do, John. So
I'll leave that to you. If he has,
yeah, I don't know either. I'll have a look.
So, okay.
Sorry, Pete. Go on.
Pete. So,
Yeah.
you sit down and you try and you want to ask the orb because it says that it has maps.
Yes. Yeah.
That can take you to locations related to the missing or the kind of disappeared species that it was talking about. Because that's what it said to you. So you sit down and you sit down in front of it and you say, well, show me these maps. And there's a sort of there's a kind of moment where you can tell that it's processing this concept, and then it says to you that it doesn't understand what you mean by show. It has no reference to this. It's confused by your question.
I'll pull out some maps and say, this is a representation of the locations of various different astronomical bodies. This is what I mean by a map. Can you present the information that you have in this manner?
I like it.
No method by which to show. Can explain if given access to visualization externally. Need to scan the stars fully.
You must touch the orb.
Can you see?
Where? Because at the moment it's kind of sat.
Oh, it's inside the ship. Okay, so if I take it up to the top deck.
All right. Okay.
And then what we can do is we can, I'll explain what to do with what we're doing with the guys. Take it up to the top deck, and then if what we do is we slowly rotate the ship.
So Shaggy has Shaggy has made this stand. He's just knocked up a very quick stand for it to sit in, so you can basically pick the stand up and carry it. It's heavy, this thing, right?
Yeah.
Struggle up. I mean, it's quite an effort to get up. You need kind of help. You need a sack, and you need. Lovelord reaches down and he pulls the thing up, and you set it back down and whatever. And then that's what you do. You get somebody to sit in the helm, and then basically what you do is you just get the ship to rotate. You're flying.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm assuming.
Doesn't make any difference. Doesn't make any difference to our course.
Nope. You just literally barrel roll in effect. Makes no difference to your gravity either. That's what
rotate around what would that be? X-axis.
Yeah.
Forward and back. That's
X.
X. Isn't it?
X. Y. Z. So it's rotation around the Z axis, isn't it?
Is that right?
I don't know.
Z. Anyway, the point is.
Sorry, buddy.
The point is.
Asking the military guy who.
It doesn't matter. It's just rotating around.
Yeah. Rotating around our vector.
Come this side or this side.
Correct.
Move my
And so it shuts up while you're doing this. You say to it like, this is weird, and the ship just sort of rotates quite neatly. As I say, I think Megan is flying at this point, so you're zipping along absolutely fine, no problem. And you're going at you're going very fast at this point through Wildspace. And you get that gentle spin a couple of times. And it's after it sort of drinks in, it seems to drink in the starlight for a period of time. Its response is, must calculate time differential. Base mapping has changed.
Yes, well, the stars do move slowly.
Correct. Working. When it sits there, what looked like static greyness inside, now it's alive, is constantly moving and shifting. So something to do with the way that the magic of this thing works. You've constantly got this grey swirls, and you notice occasionally these little sort of almost like kind of flashes of like a kind of bluish purple light inside it. They're very, very faint.
Is it sort of like this sort of rotating, spinning arrow?
That would be very useful, but no, they're quite random just within it. You think they're just little tiny motes of pure magic just kind of flashing off within whatever the complex internal structure of this thing is. But it sits there for a while, and then you're actually, you and Lovelore are having a chat, and it's starting to get kind of thinking this thing is, it's broken, or it's not going to respond, or it's, it's all mouth and no trousers or something. And then it speaks directly again in sort of into your mind, and it says that recalculation is complete, reformulation correct, preciseness not guaranteed, but close. Observations should be sufficient to get you to the locations required. Which location would you like to visit?
What locations are available?
There are 963 locations listed in my database. Each one is listed numerically. Some have additional labels. Would you like me to read them out?
Are the locations, do they have classifications?
Some have classifications. Additional.
What are
By classifications, you mean additional labels.
What are the additional labels?
I have planet.
Rich.
I have way station.
Mm-hmm.
And I have just stops. It just
What is the?
stops talking. It says I have, and just like it just stops.
What is the third? What is the third classification?
The third classification is
Why can't you tell us the third classification?
detail not available. Information protected.
How do we get to protected information?
Working. It seems that there is no hierarchy available to confirm permissions.
Where can we find the hierarchy?
Unclear. Hierarchy may no longer exist.
If the hierarchy no longer exists, then the protocol is void.
Working. Can you make a bluff roll for me, please?
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
This is guys better hope. Bluff.
Deception.
Deception? I can't remember.
Deception.
Deception is based off charisma. And I've got his.
Your
zero.
best stat.
Yeah. I'll throw it
God,
anyway.
charm the fuck out of it.
Ain't no good.
You can either use persuasion or deception. I will let you make either.
Okay, I'll roll a persuasion.
I thought you might.
My rolls have been just perfect this entire game.
I'm
there you go.
really hoping that you're keeping that luck charm well. Like you borrowed it for a couple of days just to see how it works.
I'll use a bit of bardic inspiration for you as well.
Oh, you will?
Yeah.
Are we allowed to attempt this again?
No, you would add another D6, wouldn't you? But it wouldn't be enough.
Okay, to 10.
I could have a go, maybe.
The deception check was 10, so if he gets really lucky, it'll get us to 16.
Well, Jail's got a +7 to both.
So you roll the deception first, and then
I
you roll
did.
the persuasion.
Yes, sir.
Oh right. Well, I'll have to take your first roll then. Now, bardic inspiration wouldn't be a bad idea, would it?
Yeah.
Let's try that.
D6.
Oh, D6.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, D8. Sorry.
Nice.
Ooh, D8.
Now, is it?
Rock.
D8 now.
Hey.
I think. No. Something's going wrong.
You can
Here,
roll
one more
dice
time.
on the thing,
You can roll
can't
dice on the VTT now.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Go to the map.
Yes.
Bottom
I see
right-hand
it.
corner.
No, I don't.
Yeah. Open up
Open
the
the game log.
yeah.
Roll dice. To me
Roll
or
dice.
to everyone. To everyone.
Will you please? Will you please?
To everyone,
Yes, we are.
D8.
Yeah.
You should really be doing this. Yep. You should have. 12. I cannot.
That's ID
Ah.
70, whoever that is.
Yep.
Whose
That was me.
ID quest 70?
That's me.
Really?
That's-
right, 'cause
that's
you're not
my-
you're not rolling it off the character sheet, right? Yeah, I got it.
Oh,
That's why I must go by your thing. Yeah.
Whereas if you roll it off
yeah.
the character sheet, it will come up as saying Lovelore.
Yeah.
No, this is some weird person. Quickly, you do it, Pete.
It's an interloper.
Yeah.
Well,
Confirmation
12.
of protocol change required.
I'll let you.
As the only survivors of the way station, we acquired authority to activate the way station for its
Invalid.
final purpose.
Invalid. This unit shut down the way station using pre-agreed protocols.
I think you should go down the same line of logic that I tried.
Mhm.
There is no other means to access. Therefore, it's invalid.
You've already tried that route, so you don't think it would necessarily. It's already
Yeah.
said that that's not valid, but there might be some other way of doing it.
Mm.
Maybe not necessarily directly here, but there may be some other way at some other point.
I could hit it. I could hit it with my axe.
That always helps. You tend to find. I know, let's hit the magic item that's full of really, really complex magical stuff. And it's
Yeah.
very heavy. Super heavy. Let's hit it with an axe and see what happens.
We could teleport to the entire way station. Yeah.
Would we need anything to activate any of the other way stations?
You're
Or
not there. Unless you've joined them, you're not there.
oh no, I'm not.
Can you not?
But you can communicate via the orb.
She hasn't touched the orb yet. Neither of you.
I carried it up to the top of the deck.
You haven't touched
Jail
it.
has.
Unless you
Jail
said,
has.
yes, I've made skin-to-skin contact with it. And earlier on, you
Oh.
said no.
Well, I said I was talking to. Well, okay, yeah, right. Fair
You
enough.
licked it. You licked it.
Not after Shaggy's been alone with it.
Oh god.
Yeah. Yeah. You know that if I've been left alone with it, it's going to have good vibes, man.
It tastes
Come on,
salty
take
like
some
the
of my
sea.
ectoplasm. Come on, Larry, take some of my ectoplasm.
No. It's not.
You know you want to.
I just don't know where that thing's been. Actually, I do know where that thing's been, and that's why I don't.
The problem is, actually, there is realistically this thing. He can kind of put it on the floor and sort of go around it with his sort of
Oh, yeah.
weird blobby body, but he can't put it inside himself because it just go straight out the bottom. He just doesn't have the coherence to hold it inside without like
Yeah.
You sort of sit on it like an egg.
Like an unhatched egg.
Yeah.
An undeposited. Yeah. Very good. Okay, this is a dead end. Let's get somewhere.
What is the closest? How far is the closest planet and the closest way station in the catalogue?
closest planet is, and it gives you some weird measurement that you're not entirely sure. And closest way station is, and it gives you some other measurement. Both of which are sort of not that far out in terms of they both seem like quite similar measurements.
Based on our current speed, how long would it take to traverse that distance?
It will take, and you hear it think, and it gives you a couple of strange words that sort of tumble out and don't make much sense, and then it says days. You would like this in your base days.
Yes.
Confirm. Confirmed. distance to way station, 5 days. And you're like, we've been flying for 5 days.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you think that's probably the way station.
Yeah.
Distance to planet, 6 days. And you think that that's probably somewhere in the Vedika system, but you're not entirely sure.
Excluding the previous way station that we just visited, what would be the distance to the next way station?
Did we not get the name of which one that was? Wasn't it Waypoint 7? Because we could exclude it by name.
From this location, 7 days. This would need a change in course.
Which direction?
That way. Roughly, you think kind of deeper into the Scortha reaches. So basically, from where you are, it gives you an indication. It basically gives you a bearing. And that was a fly. And you think that
how are we
kind of heading back up into the Scortha reaches?
How much? How much oxygen do we have right now? We need to go refill somewhere.
You've got enough to get home, to get back to Craxis.
Yeah. So let's go back to Craxis. But basically, we have, a map to some potentially long forgotten ruins.
Exactly. How are we going to protect it?
I think I've lost you again.
Right, how do you mean? How are we going to protect what?
The orb.
Oh. Throw a cloth over it.
What I would recommend you don't do is carry it around like outside the ship.
Yeah, that would be. I think we leave it on the ship and lock it in a cabinet.
I know you were thinking about mounting it on Monty. I'm not sure that's going to work too well in terms of, I don't know what Monty's carrying capacity, or whether Monty even has a carrying capacity.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I've looked at it. Monty's carrying capacity is £210 or 95.25 kilos. Okay.
I like
so
the
do you
idea.
know how heavy the orb is?
I do.
Okay, how heavy is the orb?
Heavy.
More than that.
In pounds?
No, it's not. It's not. It's not that heavy. It's about 45 kilos. So what's that? 2 1/4. So that's about 100 or so pounds.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So
45
45 kilos.
45 kilos. Yeah.
£99. So call it £100.
Yeah.
Well done.
So £100
it.
divided by 15.
Yeah.
Anybody with a strength score of 6, anybody with a strength score of 7 or over can carry it, less their current incumbents.
Right. Can carry.
We
it,
have
but you've got to remember. You've got to remember that this thing is blob like this smooth, super smooth thing that weighs that
bigger
weighs
than a
kind of
basketball.
reasonably
Shaggy-
sized child, right?
Yeah, but Shaggy could rig up a backpack style thing that it could fit in.
Absolutely, 100%. He's already said that he wanted to, create a thing to carry the orb within. Monty. He could do that. That's not a problem. I'm saying to you, you just think about what you're doing if you do want to do it.
I mean, I would prefer to keep it safe. I mean, I don't know that we gain much benefit carrying it around, do we?
Like for example, suddenly Monty falls down a cliff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Here's the pluses and
That's what I was
minuses.
planning.
And
but
Love
you know what I
Lord.
mean.
And Love Lord said,
No, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, often as players, I think we don't actually think about additional risks. I mean, we can disguise it inside Monty to make it look like Monty's got some flashy lights and things like that inside of his rib cages and stuff. So disguising it isn't a problem, but it's the after effects. Now, I can make a new Monty. I can't make a new orb.
Correct.
here's the deal. I love your idea because if we have Monty in a central position, all of us can communicate without speaking.
Yeah.
However, the best use of that is probably if we're infiltrating or sneaking into a place, not necessarily shopping in the market district. So I agree. If we can keep it hidden away in the ship somewhere, but also have a means where Monty could, or one of us could carry it so that it could be a base station for our thoughts. That's not a problem.
Well, what I was thinking was getting it so that Monty could carry it, because 9 times out of 10, when we're docked, Monty stays on the ship, doesn't he? So in which case, anyone going in, they might not actually know that the orb's actually there because Monty's there, and Monty is free to walk about or to avoid people as and wish he needs to do. He's got a mind of his own. His duty is to protect the ship. So, so that's where I was thinking from that side, not necessarily going out into dungeons and avoiding pit traps and things like that, because that's just arduous and falling off of cliffs or, But yeah, I mean, for when we're docked, when we're not docked, how many times have we been burgled whilst we've not been docked? It can stay on the ship. We can communicate. We know how to use hand signals, etc., etc. I think it's more relevant for the ship whilst we're on the ship, because if you see something, Lovelore, on your little top deck, you can instantly, and all you need to do is think of all of us that's touched it, and then you can go intruders or attackers or battle stations, and we're all aware. Whereas you shouting and running round so that we can hear through all the decks, it's a little bit more time consuming.
I know that it's been a little while, so I just remind you of something as well. I think I did share this with you, so I'm just going to remind you. The orb does have its own defense. Right? It's got 2 abilities that it can use to defend itself. Okay. Disrupt, which is an area effect. In fact, they're both area effects. They're 20-foot radius spheres. Okay. Centered on it. Yeah. Disrupt. You need a dex save of DC 18, half damage on success, and it's 8d6 plus 2 lightning damage. Yeah? Okay. A Mind Knife, which again is a 20-foot radius sphere, centered on the orb, is a Wisdom save, DC 23, and that does 12d4 plus 2 psychic damage. Okay? You've got to have some pretty tough opponents to survive either of those. It can only do those. It can only do those if you guys are not in range, because they'll affect you because it's indiscriminate, right?
Yeah.
So if you're stood next to it and it goes off,
how do we turn it off and on?
Sorry, the Mind Knife, that was DC.
I'll paste this into the chat so you've got it. Okay.
Okay.
It's a pinned message in the Ventures in Wildspace chat.
There you go. I pinned it. I'm happy about that. Thank you.
Yeah.
John, actually, let us determine our course, where we were going.
Yeah.
Let's do that now, because at that point, some of us need to pee over the side of the ship in open space and could use a couple of seconds off camera.
So, just before we take a quick break, because let's face it, we're all getting to that age, gentlemen. The ladies are probably fine, the gentlemen not so much.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? But before we take a quick break, just to say, obviously, I just wanted to make sure that you had all of the information to go with the thing.
Good.
Because I know it's been a little bit of time. As far as I'm concerned, you guys are herring it back to Craxis, and unless you tell me otherwise, that's where you're going to be when we come back from our break.
Awesome, Craxis. Oh, whoop, whoop.
Everyone's got their own little custom soap character of their own face. Sort of.
Aww.
And we'll be back soon.
To do something.
And we're back. get me doing that because I'm looking at that screen over there. Because that's where the OBS controls are. Right then, so Craxis looms large out of the windows of your ship, and you come looping in. Something is a little odd. Not bad odd. It's that there's a ship sitting. Actually, it's not really in the port. It's kind of sitting in space with its kind of. There seems to be a part of it that's just sort of touching ground. It's kind of to the side of the port, not around the back where you guys have landed before.
Does it?
And it doesn't. Well, it's odd because it doesn't look like anything else that you've seen before. It's a bit strange. Just bear with me a moment, and I will share it with you.
Hope it doesn't look like the picture that someone was showing around.
In this one.
Yeah. If it looks like that, let's go somewhere else.
Yeah, if it's that police ship, we need to move.
So there's two ships now.
Ooh, it's very slow.
Any particular preference as to what we put the jug to? Oh, I guess I can pick.
Oh, it's very slow.
No.
Oh, it's a worm.
Oh, it's come up, has it?
Thing. Yeah.
Great. I can't see
It has,
anything at all.
has not come up for me. Hasn't come up for me yet.
Oh,
There we are.
There it is. There it is.
Space worm.
That's
Yes,
beautiful.
it's clearly something semi-organic. I mean, there's no question, in your mind that this thing is semi-organic, sitting in space. You don't think it's alive. You think it's a ship. But there seems to be sort of one end of it. It's quite a size. It's probably about 200 meters long, and it's this strange kind of organic starfish-like end to it, and these tendrils coming off.
What's touching the ground?
Basically, the sort of the pointed end. It looks like there's something has kind of flapped down like that. You think it's effectively like some stairs have dropped out of it, but it's just sort of hanging there. It's not
The starfish end or the pointy end?
Sorry,
the pointy end, not the starfish
the
end.
butt end, the pointy butt end, rather than the fronty
Okay.
squishy end. Yeah. Yeah, it's just sort of sitting there. Strange thing.
I think we should take over the ship. We could do with a large thing like that in our armada.
Yeah, gosh.
I say mentally to JL and Lovelaw.
Oh, the traffic. You kind of see a couple of other ships coming in and one lifting out, and you see the port is buzzing and the town looks busy. You see people in the distance, so it doesn't look like it's causing some kind of terrible problem. It's not like it's the place is under attack and there's some big fight going on or anything like that. It just seems to be kind of there. Does anybody want to make? In fact, does everybody want to make a check on this? I think this is going to be a survival check. You need to decide: are you going to do this as a party, or are you going to?
I've already rolled.
As an individual?
Individually, I would say.
Already rolled.
An individual. You get one individual, Or you get.
I got a
it looks
20.
like it's gonna
I
be
got
a
a
party
20
check.
individual. Jail
Okay,
got a
it's gonna be
21.
party check then. No problem.
Okay. So, right.
Everyone's rolling, so it's going to be a party check.
Well, you did say, in actual fact, everyone, and then you said, do you want to do it as a party?
It's okay. We'll figure it out.
No, I
Oh,
said, do you want to do this as an individual or do you want to do it as a party? In which case, everyone rolls. And then you all rolled. Lovelord said, I'll do it.
Yes, we did.
Rolled a 20. And
yes, we did.
did.
And then it started going downhill.
And yeah, exactly.
Well, it's a good job because JL got 21, so.
Yeah, first time I've
It
ever
doesn't
rolled
work
anything
like that.
more than an 8.
I got to explain, it doesn't work like that when you roll a party roll. Everyone's roll is included.
All right. So what happened?
So, well, I was just about to try and tell you something, but now I can't find it. It's gone. Okay, here we go.
Tamora preserved.
What the? Oh, there we go.
You're putting data somewhere I'm not tracking.
You think that this is a particularly large aesthetic. Now, an aesthetic is a biological ship. Which is created by the Regar, who are these strange kind of aliens.
Regar.
Regar.
I don't think did I see that in your list, John?
No.
They're
Okay,
not,
okay.
They're not part of
Regar.
They're not part of. When we say
Yet.
society, what we're really talking about is, folks who live together, right? Across. So if you're going to go visit a town or a city somewhere, or a planet or a settlement,
Yeah.
wherever you go, you meet different types of folks, right?
Yeah.
And that could be, it could be a tabaxi, it could be a gif, it could be a human,
Yeah.
it could be a dwarf, etc. Right? And so what you've got there is a sort of a snapshot of what you might in a metagame context call the player character races. Okay?
And then somebody comes down from up north.
Use species now. I don't like species or race. I think both of them are cack. Sorry, I missed that. Sorry, I didn't hear that.
I said, somebody comes down from up north. They're biologic.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, all right, lad.
Oh, you're not part of the normal right here.
Well, I can hear a lot of that coming from my window.
So the idea of that list was to just give you some flavours of what society, who you would find where, and what sort of societies would be like, and so forth. Okay,
Very good.
The Regar are not. They are they are intelligent, but they are separate. You don't know much about their history, but you know that they have a lot in common with cephalopods. With there's something, historically speaking, there's some kind of connection back in their biology, and they're probably one of those strange kind of critters that developed, from different biological bases from the ones that you're used to, and you see them sometimes. They travel around in these things called aesthetics, which are effectively spelljamming ships, but you've never seen one this big before. This sucker is chonky. They often have a lot. The aesthetics often look kind of like they look quite organic. They can often look like jellyfish and somewhat sort of organic oceanic life looking things. But this one is big, and you've never seen this one this large before.
Do we think that these would be the type of creatures that would be involved with mind flayers and the sort that fly around in goofy conch shells and things like that?
They are. You've had precious little kind of connection to them. You've seen the odd aesthetic about, and you've seen the odd regal. They don't tend to. They don't tend to be travellers. They don't tend to be around in places.
What does a regard look like?
To do some trading or something and then leave. You would have to generally seek them out. They're where they live and where they settle is not entirely clear to you. None of you would be able to go, oh yeah, that there's a Regar outpost over there or whatever. They just, they have outposts places, but you don't really see them and think of them so much. They are often driven, they seem to be driven by artistic pursuits. They often probably have more in common with elves than any other group. And
damn motherfucking elves.
But they're obviously very great taste.
They are quite, but that's not to say that they're best buds with elves or anything like that. There's just more, perhaps more commonality there.
What do they look like?
You find that they are you kind of have an impression of them as being quite strange creatures. You don't know. They all look kind of prototypically female. Is about the only thing. I mean, when you were talking about them with your squad, Lovelore, you would very much be going on about the fact that like to meet up with some of those Regal women. There's that kind of an idea, but beyond that, you don't. You've seen pictures and so forth, but none of you have really had much experience with meeting them.
Shall we go and introduce ourselves?
No, stop. I say, Shaggy, look, we've been at space for how long? I don't drink in space. It seems like a million years. I've got the thirst of a million years. You also know what happens. Do not let me hook up with a Regar female. Please.
No problem. I've got your back.
Thank you.
I think to Jay out. Right, straight away, we need to hook up with a Regar female, right? When Lovelore, no, seriously, JL, when Lovelore says he doesn't want to, what he means is he definitely wants to because he will anyway.
He wants to, but he shouldn't.
That's not what he's saying. I hope you're saying that.
He wants to be ridden like a stallion.
I hope you're saying that through the orb so everybody can protect me. That's okay.
No, just straight to JL via the orb.
I'm assuming you've now all touched the orb, by the way. Unless you tell me.
Oh, yeah, you can.
No, I assume nothing.
Has our last
Two of you that
member...
definitely haven't touched the orb yet.
I have.
There's only...
Charlie says.
Charlie says, I'm not touching that orb.
I
don't know. Boom.
Because
covered in slime. I don't want to cover that.
Because touching things inappropriately is not acceptable. Oh, jolly good.
My days.
Right.
Let's get solid ground under our feet. Let's get solid ground under our feet.
Right? You land off to one side.
Uh-huh. Oh, shoot.
Right off to one side, the kind of the private landing area. And There's a rather confused looking halfling comes out and looks and thinks,
Yeah, sorry, you would have recognised it. I forgot to put the Jolly Roger out.
Good.
Yes.
Any further questions? You've landed. What are you doing now? Are you going to head to see Salnam? Are you going to head to a hostelry? Or are you going to wander along the port and see what's happening? Down towards the tail end of that ship that's kind of you're at the opposite end of the port from.
Well, I'm going to go and flog some of our loot. I think we need to flog. Let's flog our loot. And,
Knowing how our team get us into trouble so quickly, we're going to definitely send.
Yeah.
I'd like you to stick together. I'd like you to stick together for now, if you can, just because it's easier for me. Pete, if you would like to just tot up the loot values, and that's done, and then
okay.
We don't need to make a big song and dance out of it.
There was the jewellery that we picked up worth 2,000 to 2,500, somewhere in there.
So what I would like you to do is I would like you to roll a d10.
A d10. Okay.
High or low, good.
Higher the better.
I come through.
Yeah. That's fine. So that's worth 2,000. You can get 2,100 gold pieces for that.
Okay, divided by 5 equals 473 gold pieces each.
Well, just for that? Or...
Brilliant.
No, that's total for the 10 sessions that we did.
Okay.
No, more than that.
No, we must have got more than that.
11 sessions. No, that's it. 473 apiece.
Yeah.
Oh,
so the vast majority of it came from that one piece of jewellery.
473.
If we hadn't found that, we'd be skint.
And the orb.
And the orb, which we but that's not
selling that, are we?
And
sorry?
a sword. And
we're not selling that either.
An amulet.
And we're not selling that.
No. But then you
sword plus one and an amulet. I know.
I'm not upset.
You got massive treasure.
Excuse me.
And some
473.
Excuse me. Plus, we've got some mucky coins and a gem, which we think is.
Oh no! I added that all up. I added that all up
as well.
Yeah. I added it all up and divided it. Yeah.
Ludlore is more concerned.
Sorry?
Just go ahead.
What about the big glass bowl?
The big glass bowl. There was a fine glass bowl, 20 to 30 gold pieces. Yes, we did pick that up on the way back.
30 gold pieces.
Yeah.
And the 37 gold pieces and 17 silver pieces in the desiccated mimic.
Got that.
My very good cloths, segment
as
cloths,
a gold
I'm making a new flag with.
120 gold pieces. Yeah.
Come on. 400 gold pieces. I might kill myself. This is not good.
To death.
This is really dangerous. This is a lot of money.
Well, we immediately deduct 100 gold pieces from everyone to put into the ship kitty.
That's a really good idea.
The ship kitty is currently at 350 gold pieces, so we're actually not too bad on that.
No, I'll take off 100. Please.
Yeah, but you
so will I.
Take off 100.
The ship kitty is what pays for the materials to make the healing potions that then get divvied out amongst everybody.
That's true. Yeah.
So
so everyone deduct 100. I'll add 500 to the ship kitty.
Yeah.
Nice.
Lovelore, how much do you want to pass over to me?
Always do this. I'll give you 200.
Right. Christine, how much of the party kitty do you want for potions?
Well, I'd done enough for 5 potions the first time round. So I suppose another 5 potions worth. So how much?
I think it's basically half price. So whatever, how much does a healing potion cost?
Is 100 gold pieces, I believe. I think I'm right in saying. Hang on.
Potion.
I've still got about 150 gold pieces. Oh my gosh.
Right. Anthony.
Oh,
So-
okay. Not
so
Lovelord.
that's- No, not level or Anthony, because it's player related. So according to my notes, I got 400 plus 200, so I've got 600 pieces of your wealth, and that's not in mine. Okay.
I understand.
So if you need to go shopping,
No,
I'll pretend that I'll lend you the money.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
That's Lovelord's retirement fund right there. He doesn't realize he's got.
But I am also very bad at counting. I don't have enough digits on my fingers.
Make
Yeah.
more.
Maybe a lot less.
I've got 21.
I seem to remember it was 250 gold pieces last time round. So that's for 5 potions. So we'll need another 250's worth of ingredients.
Okay, I'll deduct 250 from the party kitty then.
Kitty for the kitty.
Yeah.
Ah,
Did you say bitty?
No. Definitely not.
Oh.
Okay.
I could do with a bitty.
How many days have we travelled so far?
too many. Let's get on shore.
12. 12 days travelling ish.
So we've definitely got a 5 potion. So everyone's been given a potion of healing for their backpacks.
Thank you.
Good stuff.
Potion of
Manage
healing.
inventory.
Hey.
What are you using to do that, by the way? What skill?
Oh, they only cost they cost 50 gold piece a piece each, so they're 25 gold pieces to make with the.
Oh, my
Yeah,
character
I think-
sheet says there are 100 gold pieces.
Not as far as I'm aware. Well, according to it's common gear, potion of healing is common gear and it has a market price of 50 gold pieces.
I had 24-ish gold pieces in my head last time round, but
Yeah,
okay.
25. So 25 to make using a.
So that's
Healing
10
kit.
then.
I can't find a
So
regular one.
that's 2 each
So 2 each. Yeah.
so far.
Yeah.
So I can't find a potion of healing that's not greater, superior, or supreme.
You just type in potion and it'll be
you
on
just
potion
type in
of healing.
potion of healing, it's just grey. So just in black.
No.
I just remind
I don't
everybody
have
to
that.
reset. Sorry to jump in. Can I just get everybody to make sure that you reset your various settings on your character sheet? Don't be down things.
How do you do that?
What are you talking about?
Well, things like, if you've got, I don't know, some, limited use.
Yeah.
abilities
Oh, yeah.
just make sure they're back to 0, yeah?
Okay, got you. So like a
Yeah.
long rest.
Yeah. So yeah, if you go to manage inventory, go to filter, type potion of healing.
Just a minute. Inventory. One. Jeez. Manage inventory. Type potion.
Of healing into the filter. It should be at the top of the list. Above potion of greater healing, you should have potion of healing in like black as just gear. No? Weird.
Mine's white. But yeah.
Do you have
There it
anything
is. There
like
it is.
do you
There
have-
it is. I got it. I got
You
it.
got it.
It came up, but I had to do that. Not click on potion.
Oh yeah, no, just type in filter. It's easier. Because I have a feeling that because it's not classed as a magical potion,
Yeah.
if you click on the potion button, you don't get it.
That's why it's not there.
Weird, it's tagged as potion, and it still doesn't come up.
Yeah, it just
No,
appears on
it's
the
easy
gear,
because
so-
the subtext says that it's gear, not a potion.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it says gear potion.
And potion,
yeah, weird.
Silly, isn't it?
Worked
But
out
there
why
you
I
go.
think it's 100 gold pieces. That's because I already have 2 because I bought 2 originally.
Total is 100 gold pieces. Yeah. But you can make them for half price
So,
using
So
an
you take-
alchemy kit.
yes.
I think I'm going to dump this on my junk before we start going. What do you think?
Dude, seriously, you've not actually been anywhere to get it infected.
I was just doing that for Christine's sake. All of her work and money.
Yeah, you say you hand it back and you say, "Can I have that as an ointment, please?"
Sorry, that's terrible. That's really bad. Sorry.
You're such a bad
Sorry
boy.
to the video
You're such a
stream.
bad boy.
There we go. Stupid giant.
Right. So, should we go shopping first, or I would like to see the old timer. Was he an old tabaxi, wasn't he?
We
Yeah.
need to go see if he's still
Cat
alive.
Yeah, because we left him
You know
in where he was being mugged or something, didn't he?
No, yeah, but I healed him up.
Yep.
Yeah.
I healed him up, so he's okay.
Dying. He was dying.
He
And you
was-
saved his life.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's go see that
So-
guy. Let's go see him.
Yeah, I would like to see him, but we don't have to do that as a group if we don't want to. But
to make our breakfast. I looked around to see where we could plug in the toaster. I said we could plug it in here, but Charlie stopped me and said it could be dangerous. Charlie formed his paws when he stopped me from touching the socket. When Mummy saw what happened, she said Charlie was right.
My.
What the?
I'm not going to get
and this, ladies and gentlemen, is what we grew up on.
copyright strike, am I?
Safety ads. Yeah, might have to leap over that. Yeah.
It's coming out of the cat's mouth.
That it is.
Okay, so
Can we find the old Tabaxis place?
and
Never
the other
really.
thing that
The bar
yeah,
was.
and the
it
other
was a
thing that
bar,
I would
wasn't it?
like to do with or without everybody is see if I can go shopping and buy some new gear.
Yeah, and it's kind of.
Yeah, I mean, what is your policy on buying stuff, magic items, etc.?
Same as it always has been.
Which is free if we nick it.
No. Common items are commonly available.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Uncommon
uncommon
items.
items. Make a roll.
There's a chance that they're not available.
Mhm.
Beyond that, you may find someone who's got something in stock if there's something very particular. But the fact is that they're unlikely just to sell it to you.
Yeah. What is the price of an uncommon item again? Or price range?
Been a while. Give me a moment, and I will look it up for you. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-doop-doo.
Hope Monty's taking care of that orb. Shaggy, let's see the Tabaxi. Give him a little love. then you do what you need to do. I'll do what I need to do.
Well, that's annoying because I can't find the information that I'm looking for. What do you want?
Vocal protection.
Really?
I probably can't. I mean, I can't afford very much. It's the biggest bang per buck I can think of.
Yeah, but it's really boring.
Oh no!
I know it's really fucking boring, John. I mean, what do you want me to do?
I can think of something
Hey,
much more fun.
You
Bang!
need to have
Boomerang
something that's
plus
a cloak of
one.
protection, but isn't a cloak.
Okay.
Bubble helmet of protection, so you look like an astronaut or something. I don't know. That would be cool. Come up with
Caught.
it's a cloak of protection, but it looks different, and come up with the looks different and tell us what it is, because that would be cool, right? Much more
Odd piece
interesting.
of protection.
A well-tailored jacket of protection. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Just you have a think about
brass
it, come up
cod
with it, and
piece
then
of
you can
protection.
find it and buy it for whatever the price is going to be.
He
I can't
wants
remember.
a pair of bloomers of protection.
Shiny
exactly like
brass.
that.
bloomers.
I think it'd be one of those shiny brass cod pieces of protection. It's got even the segmented thing coming up. Yeah.
I'll need to protect the crown jewels.
I mean, even the thing is, even stuff like Elven Chain is rare. There's actually not much uncommon stuff that's of any use, to be honest.
Fair enough. Save the cash.
What else? What have we got? I mean, I guess.
Does anybody else got a problem with their map?
Yeah, it's gone blank on my end.
Yep.
John,
Yes.
Sentinel shield. Now it's green, so it is a magic shield. It has no cost on my thing though, and because I'm looking on, no, hang on.
It.
Let me use the app first. Hang on. It will tell me what book it's from on the app, doesn't it? I remember.
I'm
I
really
remember.
sorry, Pete. I can't.
I'll do this after. But yes, Lovelord, let's go and find the tabaxi whilst everybody else is in the shop.
Go.
Right. How much money have you got, Pete? How much money?
I have a grand total of just over 1,000 gold pieces.
Just over 1,000 gold pieces. That should be enough. But you'll need a strategy for getting to it. Do you want to do that now?
Yeah.
No. Let's cover the other people first.
I mean, the thing is that what you want to do is you're going to need to hunt around to find merchants and stuff, and somebody who might have some magic items.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So let's do that now.
All right.
Okay. So you basically okay. So the way this works is you've got the port, and then you've got a series of warehouses kind of at the back of the port. And in and around those warehouses and around the streets that are around there, you've got hostelries and you've got quite a lot of merchants. And you've got these blocks in which they're quite vertical. So you'll have a shop at the bottom. In some cases, you have warehouses and then people live above them. But you've got little inserts there where you've got a shop at the bottom, and then there's like a small apartment, and there might be 3 or 4 floors. So they might have a shop and a workshop, and then maybe some living accommodation above that. So they're small properties. And people live. So you wander about and you just poke about for about sort of 20 minutes or so. And all of you are doing this, and you go in and
Yeah, who's with him?
All of you.
'Cause-
Me.
Oh, all of us are? Okay, fair
We're all
enough.
together at the moment.
Fair enough.
Come to the tabaxi in a minute. Okay.
Fair enough.
So you wander about, and in general, you find an armorer, and you drop in with the armorer and say, and they're like, no
I
magic-
can't afford any
no
of your
magical
stuff.
They might have one.
No.
They might have one. They've maybe got a single +1 sword, which is kind of locked in a cabinet at the back. With nobody's really dealing in the levels of kind of heavier levels of things that you would necessarily be that interested in. But you poke about for a bit, and then you find this rather interesting just round this corner and sort of tucked away in this, kind of on the edge of this little kind of quadrangle, so just tucked behind this door, you find somebody who's selling fancy clothing, beautiful sort of tailoring and stuff. A lot of it has seen better days, and you are looking at a few items. You sort of go through the door and you're inside, and it's kind of all stacked up on shelves. You sort of have to take things off and look at them, and you notice some of this stuff is a bit scuffed. Some of it's a bit old. It's fancy. All of it is fancy. And you notice one thing that's got sort of a rather dodgy looking stain on it. You're not quite sure whether it's a blood stain or something else. But certainly. And there's a few items that are quite low priced that have obviously been repaired. Older items, extra buttons have been sewn on, or the buttons have been replaced, and so forth. But then you sort of get to the back of the shop, and there's this really ancient human woman sort of bent over, and she's got this little desk in front of her, and she's repairing a piece of clothing, and she looks up and she sort of peers at you, and she grins.
Humans are everywhere.
Humans are everywhere.
Lice.
I wouldn't call them like that. You might get in trouble.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Because there's a lot more of them than there is you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're big, but there's a hell of a lot more of them than there is you. Yes.
They're everywhere.
And she looks at you. Looking for something special. She gets up.
He's special.
And actually she's
Good
wearing
point.
this rather lovely dress, which is really incongruous. You would expect her to be wearing kind of, very much working clothes. She's slightly bent over and stooped. And she comes over, and there's this cabinet, which again is the classic thing. They all seem to have these cabinets. They've got these locked doors and things inside. And she takes a key out from within the dress. It's on a cord around her neck. And she unlocks it. She opens it up. She says. Sort of rubs at her face. Her joints are distended. Liver spots. Some of these might be your thing. And she stands back, and there's a small number. There's basically 3 shelves, and there's 2 items on each shelf. And there's a rather you can tell just from looking at them that every item here has some kind of magic attached to it. It's not immediately clear to you what that magic is. There seems to be a pair of trousers that you kind of reach out and touch, but A, they're not your style, and B, they don't quite feel right. There's something about the magic on them. You're not quite sure what they do, but you don't think that's exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah, I'm looking for warding, protection, magics.
Keep you a bit safer. Try this, she says, and taps an item. What does it look like? This item that she's tapping? What colour is it?
It's a
sheath of.
It's an aquamarine scarf.
An aquamarine scarf. It's folded up, and it's frayed at the edges. I mean, it's old, right? Ancient, in fact. You think. At each end, it has these beautiful tassels onto which have been stitched beads. Right, not by her. This is part of what the original thing is, and each of the beads is in these you see is different colours, but in this quite complex set. So they kind of give these this aquamarine flow, and when you pick it up, they sort of rattle. Yeah, and you open it up, and this thing is big, right? It's going to be round you. Trussed up in this, it's actually going to keep you quite warm. It's going to help, in colder climes. But you think you can drop it when not? You can just sort of drop it either side, and it will hang down. The tassels will sort of rattle at a very very just kind of rattle and tinkle around. Kind of around.
Oh,
it's very much your style. It is this beautiful aquamarine one side, and then on the other, it's this almost creamish green silk. Absolutely, it's a stunning thing, but it's aged. You pick it up and you check it over. All the threads are in place. There's a few bits that are a little bit threadbare, a little bit worn, but you feel that crackle of magic from it.
That's definitely you.
What's that worth to you? Oh, it looks beautiful on, doesn't it? She sort of.
Oh, it's very nice.
And then she kind of, she kind of goes through and round, and she just sort of she ties it almost like it's a cravat, and it's this rather long cravat that sort of hangs down, kind of to your crotch. It looks a bit. It's kind of amusing. Loveless kind of stood in the corner like this.
Oh yeah.
It's very nice. It's nice. I mean, it's got a bit of age to it. I can see.
These things often have.
It doesn't look very fighty.
The question is whether I can afford it.
Well,
what's your best price?
No. What's your best price?
I'm sure it has to be worth 1,200 gold.
What?
She looks you up and down. She looks at the rest of you. I'm sure it has to be worth 1,200 gold.
Well, that's a shame.
I
start taking it off.
We could burn this place down. I tried whisper to Shaggy.
Also, Salnam is going to turn up and kick your ass. Like, you know that you're going to get a right shit kicking if you do something like that.
No, we're not going to burn it down. Just a thought.
There's already been some slightly mild comments about public drunkenness and keeping control of oneself, especially when it's so large. Because falling off things can hurt when you're that big.
And now one can hurl melee weapons with fire properties.
Still got no idea how she keeps control of this place, but she does.
Okay, so as a bard, I'm sure that Varro's quite good at the negotiating size. Can I make a roll?
100%. I'm waiting definitely for the persuasion roll.
Yeah, I'm going to make a persuasion roll with a bit of bardic inspiration.
Perfect. Brilliant.
You tell them.
And we're looking for the bardic inspiration on top.
Which is coming in. There we go. I could probably have... Oh, can I click that? I can't click that. Weird.
So what are you going to say?
It's highlighted.
Damn VR glasses.
Hang on. Why is that? Oh, I've lost the game. Come on.
I don't know what's wrong with my
game log. There we go.
Here, but it probably doesn't look like this to you guys, but it looks like my beard's like been drawn on. Like, that looks really odd.
At least it's white. It's not that.
It's going for the
stuff.
Paul Hollywood look. That's what it is. Yeah, well, I mean, basically, Varro's looking, disappointed, reluctant that he doesn't want to let it go, but he's taking it off. He's going to hand it back.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of as a whole. It's nice, but I just can't afford it. Kind of argument.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We can take it.
So 21 all told.
Yep, I know you got 21. So what are you going to suggest? What counter offer are you going to put to her?
Oh, counter offer. Well, I think given its age, 800 would be a more reasonable
She looks
price.
at you
Makes sense.
and she looks at you. You can see that she thinks about it. All right, she says, and you don't think you've been ripped off. You think that's actually a pretty reasonable price.
That's yeah.
You could have, maybe haggled a tiny bit less, but you actually think it's kind of this sort of slightly surprised look comes on her face because she was expecting, you to go, well, 300, and it was that. But you don't, and she kind of goes, all right.
Okay.
She takes the money off you. She locks her cabinet.
Yeah.
Would you like me to wrap it, or will you wear it?
I shall wear it, thank you.
All right.
I bet you
It's
will.
very nice.
All right. So you have a
Handkerchief.
Protection in the form of a
protection plus.
scarf of protection, but I don't know. I have to modify in some way.
No, just put cloak of protection. It's fine.
Yeah, I know.
It's fine. You can what goes in the character?
Does this place sell shields?
Does she sell shields? No.
Yeah.
She does not sell
Down by
shields.
the seashore?
Yeah, she sells shields down there.
The shield shore.
Right, now that I have to... No, don't need to attune it, so why is that
Come on, we got a tabaxi to go see. This guy may die before we get there.
not showing up
Yeah.
with my...
And we may run out of time this session if you don't hurry up.
I'm gonna buy a common. What is
Doesn't
it?
need tuning.
Anything that's common, you
Chain.
just buy.
Chain. Yeah, she's buying a common chain shirt to up her armor.
Anything that's common,
armor
you
level.
can just go nuts on your character sheet. Anything that's common, anything that's uncommon, you'll need a bit of roll to get.
Yeah,
Well,
she's got an eye out for any longbows. Anything longbow shape, she's keeping an eye out for. But if there's nothing about, then that's fine. That's what she's
All
doing.
+1 weapons or +1 armor are rare and therefore unaffordable to us.
And plus one. Is it uncommon? Plus one bow?
So you are looking for a sentinel shield, which is an uncommon item. Yes.
yes. So I need to know what the
What kind of
doodads
shield are you
are.
looking for?
It's a sentinel shield.
What kind of shield? So there's
Small
no
shield,
different
large
sizes of
shield, target shield.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay.
So,
I don't mean to be a dick about it. It's called a sentinel shield.
yes. But in the same way as you get a +1 sword or +1 magic item, you get you get that
Long
that's
sword,
what's going to
sword,
apply to a long sword.
short
Right. There's no
sword.
+1. There's not. It's not a +1 shield. It's not +2. It's not +3.
I know what a sentinel
It's-
shield is. I'm asking you
Right.
if there's a particular type, like a tower shield or what kind of just a regular shield, yeah?
I don't give two shits.
A buckler.
Because
Do we actually,
it doesn't
in this
say
version,
in the
do we
D&D
even have...
it's a shield, a buckler, or a regular shield. So I don't know how to answer that one, John. I will be
Armor
quite
and
honest
shields.
with
Hang
you.
on.
That's what
Armor
I'm
and
looking at as
shields.
well. Just give me a minute, mate.
Yeah, it's in the
No,
D&D.
there's it's just shield now. There is no varieties of shield as there were in previous editions.
Okay, there you go, because I've never actually looked at that equipment list.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
looked at the equipment list, but
But
There
it
you
is
go.
uncommon, so I might not be able to get it, and it's got no cost thing. And I've forgotten what you said about costs for uncommon items.
okay. So
Because it is green on the web page, but it's white on the app.
So, uncommon items are harder to find, and what and what that means is that in general there's going to be a little bit more of a rigmarole to get them, right? You hunt around because you're looking for something specific, so there's a chance that you won't find it on Craxis, okay? Especially as it's something like it's something a bit less well-travelled Sentinel shield. Yeah, so like a +1 sword, bit of a different thing to you see what I'm saying. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to set a base chance. I'm going to set the base chance, and then you are going to roll your. I think it's probably survival. Just give me a second. No, survival, no. What are we going to do?
Investigation? To see if I can track it down?
Yeah, you know what? Perfect. Investigation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you to make an investigation check for me.
That's not bad.
15.
15. Great stuff. So again, you because you've been hunting around various places, you find someone that does have one of these shields.
Okay.
It's in a pretty bad state though, and they weren't. I mean, what happens is you go into somebody who sells armor.
Yeah.
Okay, and has a whole rack of shields, and you're talking to them, and they actually say, "Well, I've got one of those, but it's damaged, and I need to repair it. So it's going to take me a couple of days to repair it. But if you want to make a down payment now, you can agree on a price, and then I'll repair it, and then you can come back and pick it up."
Well, what needs repairing on it?
It needs the frame needs a repair, and it needs a couple of. It needs the handle repairing, and it needs a couple of. It's just damaged.
Okay. So what's the price tag as is?
No, I'm not selling it as is. I need to repair it. Oh, I see. You think you could repair it yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you could.
As long as the magical intricacies have been damaged.
All right.
Because of the everything else. If you can guarantee that the shield works as intended, it's just cosmetically damaged.
Yes.
Then I'll be able to repair that.
No problem. That'll be 1,000 gold pieces.
1,000 gold pieces.
Well, it cost me quite a lot to get hold of it. These things don't come through here very often. Again, you can haggle if you want to.
Yeah, I'm really bad at haggling. I mean, some people say you can see straight through me.
I'll walk right into that one. Perfect. So that's a persuasion check you'd make. Okay?
Sorry?
You'd make a persuasion check to make a counter offer, basically.
Yeah, that's not necessarily going to work.
I mean, do you think he's taking the piss, quite frankly?
Yeah, I don't think it's worth that. Got nothing that I can do. Okay, I'll try persuasion.
Okay.
Here we go. So, this is the thing, young man. It's bent, it's damaged. Yes, you've already got your import costs, but looking at this thing, I would said that maybe they didn't even know what they were selling. So I reckon maybe 750 gold pieces. That's on the higher side, including you to repair it. If I was to repair it, then that'll save you at least 50 gold with a day's worth of work to put all the framing back on and hammer out the dents to make it look all nice and neat and
Might take me that much. I've already bought the materials to repair it, you see. So I've already invested in those materials. I mean, I'll throw them in the price if you like, but nah. I know once it's repaired and painted that someone will make me a good offer.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. And quite a few adventures through here. But you see, I'm no ordinary adventurer. I'm a pirate king.
Well, then you should be able to get the money quite comfortably.
If you look over there, I'll help myself and give you your own cash. Elephant. I know it was a bad roll, but yeah, we've still got to go with it. Right, I'll go. Sorry, chap, you've just lost out on 750 gold. So I hope your next buyer actually buys it.
Okay.
Doodles, and off I go.
Right. The answer, Mr. Morn.
Oh, yes.
Is that you'll need to make an investigation check.
Okay.
Oh, he didn't like that answer. He left.
No.
Investigation, you did that. Right, let's do this.
I mean, technically, I suppose I could have actually bought it because I am holding 600 gold of Lovelaw's money, and he will forget that.
12. Not great.
Can't hear you, Lovelaw.
No, you can't find any. Again,
Yeah,
because
can't hear you, Lovelaw.
you're all going shopping and asking around, you don't find any, unfortunately.
Yep. She's going to keep an eye out because that could be fun.
I think they're great fun.
No test.
Yes, test.
Oh.
Hit you.
Try that.
Test.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
What are we doing now?
That is a damn shame.
Tabaxi.
I suppose I could just buy a normal shield. Actually, I don't even know if I want a shield. I can't see it on my character. You know what I mean? It's
Can you use
the shield? I think so. Actually, that's a very good question.
You
Oh yes, I can use shields. Medium armor, light armor, and shields.
There you go. Yeah.
So you walk back out. You've kind of been wandering around with the various merchant locations. You wander back out and you start kind of heading up the street to that side alley that the Tabaxi lives down. And you're just walking up the street, and this small figure kind of strides out of a side street. Hey, you lot. Boss wants to see you.
What's it look like?
It is the Hadazee that gave you your payment previously. He's still got that permanent cigar in his mouth. He's puffing away on it as he comes towards you down the street. Come on.
Payment from the block or payment from the creatures in the space whale?
Yeah. So you remember when you went and got paid, and you met this Hadazee who seemed to be the keeper of the treasury.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That's him.
Ooh. I need a new shield. Maybe we could infiltrate the treasury.
Do we all need to be here for this? I follow. There we go.
He stops. He hears you grumbling from the back, and he stops. And he takes a puff. Big wreath cloud of cigar smoke, and he turns around. He just turns around and looks at you, and he just fixes you with his eye. I mean, he's small. He's much smaller in stature than you.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is one you can't get away from.
Fair enough.
You need to listen.
Fair enough.
Ominous.
God, we've been on this shore for how long? I haven't had a single fucking drink.
I didn't think you wanted a drink, or you didn't want it. You were worried you were going to have too much.
So he's walking up the street, and he just sort of falls back to walk alongside you, and then he shoves his cloak to one side, and he reaches and pulls something out of his mouth, and he just and out the corner of his mouth he says, "I know that one, brother," and he hands over this hip flask. He just gives it to you.
I take it and then drink it.
And then he walks off up.
He's a kind man. Let's go talk. Let's go talk to this whatever.
So you thread up the street, and JL, this is a route that you've taken before, so you know where you're going. So he cuts around and through and up the set of stairs and along, and then up the outside set of stairs to that kind of mezzanine, and stands at the door and knocks. Come.
Was that same guard on duty at the door?
He's still on that. He's on that gate today.
She does a little shimmy as she walks past. A little nod.
He's really taken with her. He very much is taken with her. He grins widely and nods at you as you go past.
I don't see that. I don't see that little shimmy.
Oh, I do.
Oh yeah, you do.
That's funny.
Yeah, you do.
Do you point it out?
To be fair, it's not quite clear whether Megan or Varro do, but they're both observant people, and they don't tend to give away very much from their externally speaking. So it's not entirely clear. Lovelord just goes swig. It's good. It's whatever it is that is in here. It's good.
Fair enough.
And it's fierce. Some kind of rum.
Ooh.
Mm.
So you go in to the apartment again, and the door to your right is closed, almost completely closed. There's a slight crack in it. You can hear voices on the other side. But you go down the corridor and into the smaller room that was beyond that. So not the reception room that you were in before, JL, but the smaller room down the corridor. Just here.
Put my hand on JL's shoulder, and I say,
There's some comfortable
JL,
chairs.
just
You've got a small
remember,
lounge. There's comfy chairs. You can sit down. It's
don't show anyone your drawings.
I think she's already seen the last one. She's not seen the new one yet. So.
I don't know what it is. Something about your art style really puts people off.
didn't before.
It is quite dark and menacing. I mean, maybe you should try other colours of black.
Didn't get the opportunity last time. She mentioned the OLAS briefly, and you did, and she sort of her eyebrows went up, but you didn't get a chance really to talk to her.
No, you
Oh, your etchings.
You've not yet been able
Or
to
your
really
itchings.
broach that subject with her and talk to her about it in more detail.
No.
Would you like to come up to my room and I can show you my etchings?
You've all got that feeling of calm that you get around someone, and the door opens and she slips in.
I lean back and I say, just as she slips in, I lean back and I go, JL, can you draw me as one of your French women?
I've not seen her before, John.
Someone,
you
correct?
have.
I have.
Yes, you have. You've
Yeah,
met her before.
we've all seen her.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, you've met her. You've never, from your perspective, you've just almost like completely ignored her. She doesn't seem to be that important. She's some kid, whatever, you know.
Okay.
But you've never, so you know others have spoken to her quite a bit, but you haven't. You're just, and this place is like, you know, I got some booze of my own, but it's going to run out pretty soon.
I'll give him another bottle.
You
Is
know?
there a drinks cabinet?
Oh,
There isn't. No.
No. I am Lovelaw's
It's not
St.
refreshingly set
Bernard.
out. It looks like this is more of a private space than necessarily would be a public space. So someone comes in. Thanks for being here. You've probably seen the ship. The Rhaegar are searching for one of their own. It's gone missing.
I had nothing to do with it.
What, a
Penny.
ship
Well,
or just a
actually,
single
I'm not sure
person?
that you didn't. To be honest, Shaggy. I think you might have. I think we all might have.
Shaggy. What the hell did you do?
It was before your time. I've changed my ways since then. I'm better at concealing my tracks.
All of you.
Oh, all of us.
And we were complicit here, too.
Varro.
Ow!
It's not that box, was it? That's
Not
the
that,
only thing
yeah, the box.
What fresh new hell is this?
Well, one of their kind was abducted. And everything adds up with the timing. Us finding the box, salvaging it. I'm not sure I want to tell them that. I'm not sure they would be too happy if I did.
So you might also want to omit that we also got a bit spooked by that box and we keel-hauled it for most of the trip.
And then they tried to kill us when we delivered it. They tried to kill us, so something was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they tried to cover up the tracks at their end, definitely.
I recall.
We may have been the
But Princess,
transport,
I know
but
nothing.
we're not the criminals.
Well, we're not
I know
going to be. As you say, we were. If it was us, it was unwitting.
I'm not sure they would see it that way, but Varro, you're persuasive.
If you're looking for scapegoats, it's not us.
If we can help, we would like to help.
Lovelord,
Question is, okay, so what do they know?
do you have any idea how I work or how I think? I would hope by now you would think better of me than that. I'm just going to pin
I
something
hope
on
so.
you. It wasn't your fault. We were all
Fair
taken
enough.
in.
Whose fault was it? We'll go and kick him.
It was whoever created
The
that box.
kidnaps. Yeah.
And that's where you come in. That's what I need you to do. If you can. I take it you're free right now. My team tell me that you don't have anyone or anything on board. You landed quickly. So, given that,
Preserve.
I think we need to backtrack that box. And I need to get you off this rock as soon as possible because enough people know what you did. For me, I understand, but they know what you did that I don't want this lot asking questions.
24 hours
For what?
to leave?
No.
Oh, gosh.
You need to get away from here now. Come on. It's okay. There'll be supplies waiting for you. And look, Lovelaw, I know that you like a drink. You have that reputation. So I'll make sure there's some decent bottles.
He doesn't drink on the ship.
Don't drink on the ship. Let's go.
So what do we know? Where
Let's,
what's our leads on tracking back to this box? Where did it come from?
Best guesses, it came from somewhere in the belt.
Whose belt?
Go back to the wreck. I can provide you the coordinates. Head back to the wreck. See what you can find on the wreck. See if you can work back where it might have come from.
Do we still have the paperwork? Because I mean, we left quite quickly, so we didn't have any reason to leave the paperwork behind.
What? How do you mean? Sorry.
So basically, this box came with paperwork saying it needed to be delivered and so on and so forth. Yeah, we
And
still
you
have
took
that paperwork.
with you when you delivered it.
Yeah.
So you don't have that. So you don't have it. No, you don't. But there might be
Oh,
copies of
okay.
it, of course.
Where would they have any copies on Craxis? Probably not.
Can ask her.
Yeah.
So you're asking,
do you have
ask
any?
her if she's got.
Yeah.
Look,
Do you have any copies of the
We've got
paperwork?
some, we're going to have notes and copies of things. Let me get those to your ship. I'll get them
Anything
to you.
unusual?
Well, why can't we just
Good as well.
tell the alien ship people, or why can't you negotiate with the alien people and tell them where the cargo was dropped off? Surely, if they want it back, they
The
can
first
go and
question is
invade
going
and.
to be, how did the cargo come to get aboard a ship to be dropped off? And who shipped it? And that implicates me, and it implicates you, and it implicates my people. And I'd really rather we didn't go in that direction.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
My
The
family
thing
would
about
not
the
be happy.
Rigar is they have this whole idea of art and beauty, but sometimes they express it through war. And their war is artistic and beautiful, but it is also terrifying and powerful. And I'd really rather not find out what that thing can do.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I mean, it is a bit big, isn't it?
So I understand that, we are part of this story, but you're part of this story as well. So,
Correct.
question:
As I have
what's in
said
it
to
for
you
us?
multiple times, Varro.
Yeah, exactly. So,
I'm not immune to this idea. It's why I'm asking for your help.
Okay.
It works for all of us, right?
Oh,
This is
yeah.
not- this is
It
not
does.
this is not me pinning something on you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I understand.
This is working together to solve a problem. I appreciate that. I can make sure that the resources that I have at my disposal are available to you. If it comes down to being a pile of cash or something else, something a bit more special, I'm sure I can arrange that. If there's something particular that you need, or any items that you particularly need, if I can find them, if I can get them to you, I will. But I'll need that list right now.
Oh, damn
Tell
it.
them no shield. It's in the store.
Yeah, we persuade her to have a word with one of her merchants.
There's a female I met last time I was here, and I'm trying to find again.
Indeed. Her name?
Was it a lady of negotiable virtue?
I'm not going to remind you.
No, that's fair enough. Fair enough.
She was about, she was lying down at the time, so I can't remember.
Big hair.
Yeah.
No, but I was going to say my only role playing concerns in this whole thing is trying to find that one person again. So the rest of this we do. Let's do it. Let's solve this problem.
Well,
you have any-
we can see if we can sort that out. And look, I'm really sorry. Just a moment. And she walks out of the room. She's back within a few seconds. Here, look, take this. It's an apology. I'm sorry. And she gives you a small glass bottle. Beautiful glass bottle. Carved with a stopper in. It's got an amber liquid inside. You finished.
Thank you.
You finish the hip flask and you give it back to Arvin.
On whatever's in the bottle.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what this is. You're the only person
I
who
do?
does know what this is. Oh, no, that's not quite true. No,
Oh.
sorry. You and Varro know what this is. Oh, no, possibly possibly JL will know. Okay? Possibly JL will know. but you definitely know what this is, Lovely, because that's
Okay.
the way that you roll, and Varro, I'm sure does too, because of what it is. This is Valian brandy.
Ooh.
This is made by some elves. Okay, and they only make this stuff in very small batches. It takes 25 years to produce a bottle of this stuff. It is hideously expensive, and you are going to drink it right now because it's just so damn good. Okay, you've never had it before.
Damn
So
straight.
You just rip the seal off and pop it out. And Varro stood there and he's like, and he just watches as you go.
You're like, sip it.
Boink,
Don't.
boink, and you are just swigging at this bottle, and it's just disappearing. And Varro stood there and he's going, that's like 300 gold pieces worth of booze disappearing from his eyes.
Every gulp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mighty fine. Let us do what this lady says.
You're easily bought. Above law.
If you haven't seen that already yet.
Awesome.
Yeah.
A 16-year-old gave me a bottle of expensive brandy. It's damn good. And so
Let's
I'm going
go.
to do what she says.
Let's fuck things up. Okay.
Okay, you can give her a list of... actually, yeah. You can give Arvin a list of things and he will.
No.
He will.
And I
So other people, she's going to pay for all of these items that she's getting, is she? Or is she expecting us to pay for them? Like the shield of whatever.
Well, the shield you know about, so you can... So you say to her, this guy, wanted 1,000 gold pieces, and she says, I'll make sure it's in the stuff that comes to you. That might take me, that will be dealt with within the hour. But but you need to be thinking about leaving within the next hour or so. So as soon as the stuff's aboard the ship. So yeah.
No, my question is,
she doesn't ask you for any money.
Yeah, that's my point. Is I paid for my fucking cloak.
Sometimes,
Actually, you didn't pay for your cloak. You paid for your handkerchief.
Yeah, you're
Well, scarf.
nice scarf. No, it's
Cravat.
Yeah. I like that.
All right, hang on. I need to add something to the list.
Yes, I would like a rapier +1.
No, can't get that in the time. You know that there is a shield in that place, and she can get it for you, right?
I would like a crossbow +1.
Also, she will take it. She will knock it off the bill later if she gives you a reward. So it won't be free technically, but you won't notice.
I lean in and I just scroll down a short message. If I can see you ever again, it would be my pleasure. And with the knowledge that you have that I can't remember, I put down the best I can for this particular person.
Okay.
And that's it. That's all I care about.
I have notes, but I can't. I can't.
I know.
I have them to hand, so I can't remember.
Yeah,
Me
I look
either.
back and I can't see it.
But that's my that's my only concern.
Do we want to leave a bit of coin and a message for the Tabaxis? We're not going to be able to see him.
Yes, let us leave some coin for Tabaxi.
Raris.
I got 100.
Raris is the name of the tabaxi.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll chip in 100 to that as well.
Okay. So
I mean, he did give us the map, didn't he? Where we got the orb from, so I think it's worth it.
I'll give 100 because I'm not getting to spend it.
Yeah.
Boom. Let's go. That's 200. Let's go. I think it's enough. That'll help him out quite a bit.
Yeah. So we'll ask the 16-year-old, whatever her name is, that JL really fancies.
it's not her.
Megan just carefully checks over the rolled up herbs and spices that she's got to make sure she's got everything she needs for the healing potions.
I
That she
misheard
just needs.
herbs and heard it as pervs, and I thought it was a
Herbs.
reference to the bloke who wanders around
In
with
a,
his tongue
a
hanging
blue
out
scarf
over JL.
from that thing.
Oh, God.
The pervy.
I'm looking for a short bow +1. I'm gonna add that to the list.
What now? No.
On the list. No.
No. Can't get things like that. If there's something that you need, if there's a small thing that you need,
Oh, okay.
or if there's something that you need that there's specific, this guy's got this thing and I couldn't afford to get it from him, is fine. But you can't just kind of go,
Persuade him
we'll
to
have
part with it.
16 magic items, and we'll have this, and we'll have that. It doesn't work like that.
Oh,
For when we get back.
Because she doesn't have them.
yeah.
They're not here. They're not on Craxis. It's not like she has
Okay.
access to some armory that's got 50+1 swords in it or anything like that. She literally doesn't have these things. It's not like the Dwarf Kingdom where they're like, yeah, we've got acres of this stuff because we're turning it out in the basement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like that.
Yeah.
But she may be able to find someone I'm looking for. That's all I care about.
She may.
You
Not right
guys-
now, but in the future, she may.
You guys go after your crap.
Indeed.
There are things more important than your material goods.
All right. Obscenely expensive
So-
alcohol.
You're going to head back.
And maybe
Tupping
that's what's talking.
is far more important than your material goods. Right, you're going to head back to...
I'm running.
Back to your ship.
The ship.
And
Yeah.
dust
Yeah,
off
I'm running.
As soon as all the supplies have been loaded, including that
Let's
shield,
go.
which you'll have to
Yes.
fix. Which you'll have to fix.
Yeah. Can I fix it now? Mending.
No.
Done.
No.
No,
No. Mending
you
won't
can't,
fix it.
because it's a magic item.
Ah.
Requires
Okay.
crafting. Yeah.
In that case, yeah, I'll take a day to. How
Yep.
far out was the shipwreck? It was a couple of days, wasn't it?
You're not going to have time right now, but we can get back to that, so that's fine. And that is
Yeah.
actually where we are going to leave it for this week, folks, because
It's 10
I
o'clock.
think we've got a mission. Mission.
Hey, this was a good one. This is a good one.
Yeah.
Good one, John.
So, good night to our viewers. See you again soon.
Good night.
Bye.